Hey guys, Trumpy here, and today I'm going to be doing Owl Weekly, and I almost forgot, but it's 9 p.m., and I gotta grind this out for you guys. So first off, let's get into the predictions. So Atlanta Reign versus LA Gladiators. The Atlanta Reign has just been so good that I think they're gonna take this fairly easy 3-1. The LA Valiant versus the Philadelphia Fusion. So the Valiant is a better team than what their record appears. I say Fusion wins 3-2 in a very close set with another barely loss by the LA Valiant. Chengdu Hunters versus Toronto Defiant. Both are very weird teams for this. Like they're just not they're not consistent. But if I had to pick, I would pick Toronto just because in a 3-1 set. Just because Chengdu they are 2-2. I think they've been shut out. The two games that they lost, they've been shut out. The two games that they won 3-2, so they barely won. So I think it's gonna be 4-0 in favor of the Defiant. I probably changed that. 4-0, final answer. Vancouver Titans versus the Paris Eternal. Now this is gonna be a very good match. Friday, this is probably gonna be the best match. So Paris got lit up by Atlanta. But Atlanta is definitely a very good team. And so is Vancouver. And that's why I think Paris Eternal has not proved that they can stay up with the top dogs. So I think Vancouver Titans will win 3-1. The New York Excelsior versus the San Francisco Shock. New York is the other undefeated team, and I feel like they will clinch out this series very closely, 3-2, with San Francisco. But San Francisco really needs this win to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Dallas Fuel versus the Shanghai Dragons. This is a rematch from last week. Dallas Fuel won in a very close set, 3-2. Now, can they set this one? Can they win this one? I don't think so. I think they got lucky with the Shanghai Dragons. I feel like the Shanghai Dragons are going to come out and beat them 3-1. Okay, LA Valiant versus the Houston Outlaws. Now this, I think, is going to be the Valiant's first win of the season. Like, if you look at all the other ones, this Houston Outlaws definitely a mid-tier team. But I think the Valiant are going to be able to take advantage of that mid-tier level and just shove it down their throat. And there we go. I think the Valiant are going to win the set 3-2. Seoul Dynasty versus the Washington Justice. The Justice is the other defeated team. And the Seoul Dynasty, they haven't had the best couple weeks. They've been going on a slant down. But that's okay. I guess that's going to be okay because it's the Washington Justice. I think the Dynasty will win 3-1. The Charge versus the Gladiators. So I think this is going to be a very close set, and I wouldn't be surprised if either team wins. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to say the Guangzhou Charge are going to come out and beat the Gladiators in a shocker, 3-2. Hangzhou Spark versus the Toronto Defiant. Now, both of these teams have been very wavy teams. They've been up and down and up and down. In the Spark, the way they played against the Gladiators, if they play the way they played against the Gladiators, they will crush the Defiant. But if they play the way they played against the other teams, like the Houston Outlaws, oh, then they're going to get crushed. I feel like this is going to be the good Spark this time, coming around at a 3-1 victory over the Defiant. Paris Eternal versus the San Francisco Shock. I gotta give this one to Paris, just because their GOATS is really good. Now, I know San Francisco is another top-tier team, and they have not proved themselves up against top-tier teams, but this, I feel like, is the game that they're going to show everybody that they can stay up there with these guys. Okay, London Spitfire and the Shanghai Dragons. I'm going to say London's going to win this set 3-1. because I think this is the only match that London has to prepare for all week. So I feel like they'll be able to take that week and make up a strategy, especially with this new footage versus the Dallas Fuel, and be able to win 3-1. Florida Mayhem and the Boston Uprising. It depends. I thought Fusions was out for good because of his two-way contract, but apparently I'm wrong. I thought he could only play 2 games a stage, but he played his 3rd game last time against somebody that I forget. But I think Florida will be able to clinch this one in 3-1 over the Boston Uprising, even with fusions. Vancouver Titans and the Chengdu Hunters. I feel like this will be an easy 4-0 for the Vancouver Titans. So, we will be looking at the previous week. I am not going to, I'm not gonna read all these out. I'm just gonna, do this and let you pause the video and look at these scores of these games. First, 4-0 for the Shanghai Dragons. And then here is the last 2 days. Toronto Defiant, that's who the Boston Uprising played. Okay. And with that, we will be showing you guys the standings going into this week. Top 8 teams. The New York Excelsior with a 6-1, looking to get that 7 and to get that perfect stage against the San Francisco Shock. And then the Vancouver Titans are in 2nd. We picked them to win both times. Instead of saying let's compare. Let's compare. Why don't we? The New York Excelsior I have on number 2 as my power rankings. So they are in the top 8 in my power rankings. So I'll give me that one. Vancouver Titans, I have them at 3. So yeah, I got them in my top 8 too. So I got 2 teams right in the top 8. Let me just whip out the book real quick. Okay, Atlanta Reign. I had this team at 14. I feel like I read this team all wrong, and the Fran's just godly. So I was wrong about the Reign. Shock. I have the Shock in 7th place. That's good. So we got 3 out of 4. Guangzhou, I had them at 15. Again, another team that in the early stages looks pretty good that I read wrong. Philadelphia Fusion, I had the hammer I had the nail right on the head, and I had them at 6. They're at 6. Toronto Defiant, this is another team that I've completely woofed on. I had them at 18. They found themselves in 7th. And the London Spitfire, who are also in 7th with the completely same stats as the Toronto Defiant. I had them at 5, I think. 4. I had them at 4, so I was right. So I only had 3 wrong: the Reign, the Charge, and the Defiant. So overall, that's nice. Look, you can see their records here. And then we'll just show this. As you can see, I'll move this out of the way so you can see the 2 from Chengdu. Dallas won a couple more maps that would have been up in this top 8 going into the week, but alas, they're not. Got 2 defeated teams, 2 undefeated teams. Now, I don't think we're gonna have enough time. I'll save you guys. If you have watched this far, I thank you, and you can comment down below to prove that you've watched this far. Eye on the prize. because that's the Fusions hashtag. You could do eye on the prize in the comments and you will get a shout out. Don't think I forgot, even though I forgot to do a Pokemon Black. Blast review will be next Monday. March, it's just stressful last week of the quarter for school, and after that will be spring break, and there will be no videos posted over spring break. And then once we get home, we'll get on that grind again. So thank you for supporting this channel, and with that being said, hope you have a nice day. Bye.